live with the news where you live. Good Morning Richmond starts now.
Good morning. Today is Saturday, January 14th. Thank you so much for joining us for Good Morning Richmond Weekend Edition. I'm Rachel Keller. The time now is 8:30 on our Sunday morning. Let's take a look at that beautiful Storm Tracker 8 forecast.
Their paradise turned into a nightmare quickly yesterday afternoon when they discovered a body in the water. You can see trees down, power lines down, just a complete mess with debris all over the road.
Breaking news overnight, a man is on the run after shooting a Charles City County Sheriff's deputy. 8 News reporter Sabrina Shutters is live at River City Middle School this morning, where the school board will meet there tonight. Sabrina, what are they expected to talk about?
One resident calling the dumping ground a health risk as it's located right next to a playground. Residents were told to clear out their rooms today. I spoke with many in the parking lot who were distraught.
Waiting for the bus in Henrico County will soon feel more comfortable. Tonight, newly obtained court records reveal concerning findings after Virginia State Police searched the dorm room of Christopher Darnell Jones Jr.
You have a better chance of getting hit by this piece of the satellite than you do winning the lottery. Isn't that such a shame?
Some people listened to the warning and others simply just walked around the signs, as you can see further behind me in the distance.
When emergencies require a large response, first responders are on it, but not too far behind them is one volunteer group that helps them when they need a break. They're called the Metro Richmond Flying Squad. It's a group of 30 volunteers who respond to emergency calls and support firefighters. Now the question is, are airports and airlines ready to handle the increase in passengers?
The Petersburg Police Department faces challenges trying to curb the violence at the hotel. Members of the Biden administration say something needs to be done, but no set plan has been outlined just yet.
Looks like we may or may not be dodging some showers.
I wish we had like a camera right on Rachel during that package. You guys should have seen her. I mean, she was clapping. I mean, we know you're a big Eagles fan.
Delaney, apparently you are too, because you've got on the Eagles.
Yeah, I did.
Well, new this morning, would you choose a blimp over an airplane? Passenger airships might be making a comeback. Wow. Yeah, I would definitely do it. I wonder if it's faster than an airplane or slower.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it makes me think of like a hot air balloon, and those are clearly very slow. But still, I mean, you're right. You're cruising, you're just chilling, very comfortable, spacious. I think it's a win-win.
Sign me up. All right, well, ahead on Good Morning Richmond, Richmond schools are still racing to fill a critical teacher shortage.
Good Morning Richmond starts now.
Good morning, Richmond. It is 6 o'clock here on our Monday morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Rachel Keller.
And I'm John Rogers.
A person is hurt after a rollover crash on Route 288 in Chesterfield, which shut down lanes there for hours. Virginia State troopers say a tanker truck was the only vehicle involved. The crash happened around 5:15 yesterday evening near the Courthouse Road exit. Chesterfield Fire says the tanker was carrying gasoline and hazmat crews responded. No updates just yet on the condition of the person who was hurt. Well, we're just weeks away from the first day of school for Richmond students. Thanks so much, Sabrina. Virginia's first addiction recovery high school is opening its doors this week. Leaders are cutting the ribbon on Hope Academy tomorrow. It will provide support to students battling addiction. Roughly 25 students will participate. They can't have used substances for at least a month to be eligible. For more information on the school, you can just head on over to our website, WRIC.com. We turn now to the desperate search in Kentucky following torrential rains and devastating flooding. New drone video shows the catastrophe. Homes and businesses just wiped away. Rescue crews are struggling to continue their search, facing an onslaught of more rainfall. At least 28 are confirmed dead in this disaster. Hundreds have lost their homes. The Virginia Red Cross is stepping in to help the victims of that flooding. In fact, 2 volunteers from Richmond boarded a plane over the weekend headed to Kentucky to offer their support. Here are those volunteers, Susie Clark and Ellen White. And a big question on folks' mind this morning, will we be expecting rain again today?
Richmond police say 44-year-old Kevon Howard was shot and killed early this morning. Howard's family member lives right down the road, and she says this is really tough. Like many neighbors, she heard the gunshots and prayed it wasn't him.
Neighbors waking up to caution tape outside of their homes and the frightening sound of gunshots.
We were sleeping real good till we heard the gunshots. And my son said, oh, Lord, this don't make no sense.
Richmond police responded to an apartment complex on Fairfield Avenue just after 1 this morning. When officers arrived at the area in Richmond's East End, they found 44-year-old Kevon Howard with a gunshot wound, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Officers found an 8-month-old infant who had also been shot. The man's next-door neighbor shaken.
My daughter told my husband and I to get down on the floor because she was downstairs with the grandchildren. And she said, Mom, Dad, get on the floor.
She says her neighbor was hard-working.
He'll give us rides to the store or whatever we need. He was a good man.
And says it's a great loss.
I'm sorry that it happened to him, and I pray to God that her family, her baby, survived this.
Neighbors are pleading for a stop to the violence.
It's time to put away guns. We got kids out here.
Well, Richmond police says the child was taken to a local hospital and now has non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with any information is asked to contact Detective Mansfield. Now, that number can be found on our website, WRIC.com. Live in Richmond tonight, Rachel Keller, 8 News. This week, hundreds of families have been taking their kids back to college, right? Well, for one family, it's been an absolute nightmare. After his luggage fell off the car, a North Carolina basketball recruit now has no shoes to play in. All he's left with is a pair of Crocs.
A college move-in headache.
We have driven all over the country.
Oh my God.
We have never experienced anything quite like this.
On Sunday, Elizabeth City State basketball player Shane Scruggs and his parents Vanessa and Anthony were traveling from Michigan to North Carolina. The family headed down I-95 here in Virginia when Shane noticed something missing.
He pulls over to the side and we were like, what's going on? He goes, you guys didn't notice that the luggage carrier was gone? We're like, no. It's like, you didn't know it flew off?
Shane's black bag, weighing about 300 pounds, was strapped to the top of their car, filled with his shoes.
These are shoes that professional players wear. They cost anywhere between $200 and $300 a pair. There's thousands of dollars in that bag.
Surveillance video from a McDonald's drive-thru in Warrenton captures the bag still on the car just after 12:30 Sunday afternoon before it flew away. Now Shane's left with only a pair of Crocs.
You can't practice in Crocs.
Heading to practice discouraged Monday, having to borrow shoes.
As a parent, that's devastating for us. We don't ever want to see our kids hurting.
The family calling localities all over the state, searching for days with no luck.
The family tells me they're now offering a cash reward to anyone who finds this bag and all of what's inside and returns it. If you have any information, just reach out to our station. Eric? 24 hours later, we're getting a look at the serious damage after yesterday's fire. The owner, Kyle Kovalenko, tells me everything changed when he received a call from the Chesterfield fire chief. Aerial footage showing the destruction. You can see right through as the home no longer has a roof.
Devastated. It's everything I've ever had.
Kyle Kovalenko says he had been living here with his 2 young kids for almost 4 years. This was his first home after retiring from the military.
Every award, every decoration, all my kids' photos, you name it, everything's gone.
Black charred belongings are scattered throughout the home with smoke damage and water still dripping from the roof, even in his daughter's room.
I used to anyway, had frozen everywhere.
And in his son's room across the hall.
This is my son's room, what's left of it.
When Chesterfield fire crews arrived around 2 yesterday afternoon at the Somerset community, they found the home partially on fire. Crackling could be heard by those nearby. Crews noticed heavy flames tearing through the structure, quickly working to put out the blaze.
Once I got on site and realized exactly what the damage was, a little bit more than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure.
Kovalenko says the fire chief told him the fire started from an exhaust fan in the bathroom. A total loss, but he's thankful no one was hurt.
I got plenty of friends and support and everyone else in the community. I'll be okay.
We're told Harrogate Elementary has started collecting donations for the family. However, Kovalenko says he and his children have nowhere to go. If you'd like to help out this family, you can visit our website, WRIC.com. Live in Chesterfield County, Rachel Keller, 8 News.
Family members remember Gail LaFountain as a kind-hearted and lovely woman. 6 years after her tragic death, the family says they deserve justice and closure.
It's January 7th, 2016. Shannon LaFountain would receive a call that would change her life forever.
Very upsetting. I could never see her. I couldn't touch her. She was just gone.
Her mother, Gail LaFountain, had been struck and killed down the street from their home. Driving on Oak Grove Loop today, you'll notice a memorial honoring her. A wood and white cross and a flag that says, "Always in our hearts," are painful reminders of what happened here 6 years ago.
Seeing it pretty much every day, at least twice a day. The memories are just traumatic.
The Amelia County Sheriff's Office says the 70-year-old was struck by a car and the driver did not stop to help or call 911. The only remnants left at the scene were skid marks.
I don't know how they could live with themselves.
Shannon believes her mom was hit while trying to find one of their dogs. She says a DirecTV technician found her body on the side of the road after noticing the pup that never left her side.
You know who you are. You need to come forward. I need retribution. I need justice for my mom. She deserves it, and if not, I hope you have the most miserable life.
Over the years, Virginia State Police has continued to follow up on new leads and tips. The investigation remains ongoing. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact them. In the Digital Center tonight, Rachel Keller, 8 News.